From fouls to ferocious arguments, some of the best NBA players aren't always perfect. In fact, some are straight up nasty. Today we'll be talking about the most toxic players in the NBA. Let's start off with a legend in the sport. This man sadly passed away in January 2020. We're talking about the Lakers star, Kobe Bryant. This man was nothing short of polarizing, to say the least. Some called him the best to ever do it, but he did have a dark side too. Kobe's competitive fire was legendary. He demanded nothing short of perfection from himself and his teammates.
The greatest who's ever wore the purple and gold.
He was obsessed with winning, to say the least. This, although served to drive him to be the man he is, also caused a lot of tension with his teammates. Let's just say, if you were on Kobe's team and not performing to his standards, you were in trouble. The man demanded a lot from himself and saw his teammates as no different. Anything he could do, he believed they could too.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs. I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
It's a useful trait to have when you can push people to their limits and get the best out of them. But there's a time and place, and Kobe just took it too far. So far that his actions could be described as nothing but toxic. Several reports and rumors came from within the team, talking about Kobe's harsh treatment of teammates.
If you're doing something and it's not very well done, I'm not going to say it's very well done.
Whether it was berating them during practice or calling them out in public, if you did anything wrong, he was on you. I can understand getting a bit angry in practice, but it's another thing calling your teammates out publicly. That's just downright disrespectful. There have been occasions where he's publicly spoke to reporters just after a game had ended, severely criticizing his teammates.
Have you ever slapped a teammate?
Verbally, maybe.
Verbally, but not.
Some even call him a hypocrite. His team have made mistakes, but in Kobe's eyes, it was never his fault. It was always his teammates that had messed up. In a game versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, he took some seriously ill-advised jump shots. It resulted in the Lakers losing a game they were winning in the last 8 minutes.
Kobe Bryant finishes 3 of 15. He got a look. He missed several times down the stretch.
Fan and media alike all saw it as Kobe's fault. How did Kobe respond? Well, he just blamed his team, of course. In particular, his teammate Pau Gasol. Kobe said, "Pau's got to be more assertive. He's the guy they're leaving open. When he's catching the ball, he's looking to pass. He's got to be more aggressive. He's got to shoot the ball or drive the ball to the basket. He will be next game."
Powell's got to be more assertive. You know, he's the guy that they're leaving. And when he catches the ball, he's looking to pass. He's got to be aggressive. He's got to shoot the ball, got to drive the ball to the basket, and he will be the next game.
Despite clearly being the reason for the loss, Kobe's anger was entirely directed at Gasol, poor guy. I can see how he may think these tactics motivate the team, but come on. Imagine playing in that game. That would feel like pure betrayal. They may have had a coach, but Kobe Bryant was the self-appointed leader. He probably was the best player, but historically, the Lakers played better when he was on the sidelines. I'm starting to see why. Next up, we've got the king of toxicity himself. This man, who also played for the Lakers, is known to be nothing short of mean to his fans, teammates, and coaches. It got to the point where if they couldn't find a trade for him, they were just going to end his contract. We're talking about, of course, Russell Westbrook. The Lakers took a chance taking on Westbrook after being warned it was a bad idea.
He is a turnover machine. He has low basketball IQ. He is the flip side of LeBron, who has the highest basketball IQ in the NBA.
Although a great player, he just couldn't stay out of trouble. His temper was uncontrollable and his actions unacceptable. From telling reporters they're tripping to just walking out of interviews.
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. It's tripping.
This man is a menace on and off the pitch. He once received a foul for throwing the ball at the head of a referee.
Left side of your screen. And, wow.
To make matters worse, he's been in the headlines recently for finally getting cut from the Lakers. Some insiders have come out and described the relationship between team and player as toxic.
I feel great. I mean, honestly, for me, I feel great. I'm just happy to be on the floor to compete.
Constant fights and arguments, Russell Westbrook refused to listen to his coach. They took a gamble taking him on, but it just did not pay off. From constant injuries to awkward fits of rage on and off the court, the Lakers coach had finally had enough. From fiery exchanges to delivering straight-up rude answers to questions, Westbrook's combative approach often overshadows his incredible performances. His play style is a direct reflection of his fierce determination. Like Kobe Bryant, this man wants to win no matter what. He may not be a Laker anymore, but it can't be denied that Westbrook's electrifying performances have left a mark on NBA forever. So, we've had two Lakers who ended up being semi-hated by their team.
Got to make free throws. Lakers know all about that.
Russell throw it down, baby!
Now
there's a grown man's drive.
The man up next may not be a Laker, but he sure is as toxic as the first two. Kyrie Irving. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks now, but has had a long history of switching teams and causing a whole heap of trouble on the way. Just like the first two, he's known for his toxic relationship with teammates. Whereas Kobe wanted the best for his team overall, Irving just wanted the spotlight. If you didn't know, he used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers alongside LeBron James. The two made up one of the deadliest duos in the whole of the NBA. But things would turn sour when LeBron kept stealing Irving's shine. Irving was the king of the Cavs before LeBron returned. When LeBron came back, the two worked wonders on the court.
Here comes Irving. Drives on Thompson. Irving spins. Puts up the shot. It's good! Kyrie Irving with 3.4 remaining.
Along with Kevin Love, the trio were unstoppable, but it wouldn't last long. The young and hungry Irving was not happy LeBron was getting all of the attention and repeatedly caused trouble. Much later, he would apologize for his actions, saying that he was young and hungry and that he was wrong to feud with LeBron. But it didn't last long. After his public apology, he would take shots at LeBron again in the 2020 finals. He stated that Kevin Durant was the only teammate he's ever played with that was capable of taking clutch shots, basically saying that LeBron couldn't. Ouch. LeBron, being the classy man he was though, took it on the chin and didn't fire back. Irving has beefed with many teammates as well, but his most toxic act would occur off the court. In 2022, he would come under fire for posting about a seriously anti-Semitic film on his Twitter. The film was an adaptation of a book. We can't say the name because of how offensive it is. Irving would defend his actions and say that he played no part in endorsing the book, despite his 4.5 million followers seeing it. It wasn't the first time he would stir up controversy for his Twitter posts. He shared a clip from well-known conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, who's a known election denier. When asked about it by a reporter, he said he does not support Jones' views. But when further questioned about his promotion of the anti-Semitic book, Irving gets angry and shouts at the reporter, stating that although he's got millions of followers, he's allowed to post whatever he wants. So, from being jealous of his teammates to posting about very controversial stuff, I think it's safe to say Irving is at least slightly toxic. Last but not least, we've got Rasheed Wallace. This man's passion for the game was undeniable, and like many others, was a double-edged sword. His phenomenal performances were often overshadowed by his intense arguments with referees and other players on the court. His antics on the court landed him in a lot of trouble. He was even ejected from games due to his angry but sometimes funny remarks. His catchphrase became known as "ball don't lie." He was whistled for a foul and shouted the phrase at the ref, basically saying the ref didn't know what he was talking about. He got immediately ejected from the game. That wouldn't be the only time though. Wallace would see himself ejected from 29 games in his career. I think the funniest one's gotta be when he was kicked out for staring at the referee for too long. He was warned twice, but after the third death stare, the ref had enough and booted him out. I wonder why he hated referees so much. Anyway, there you have it. From fouls and fighting with teammates to some seriously controversial posts. That's our list for most toxic players in the NBA. Who did we miss? Do you agree? Be sure to let us know.
You know, I grew up a diehard Laker fan. What can I say? Mamba out.